Welcome to Deep Thought. Your body will tell you to change course. Your body will tell you to change course. Understand something. When you get aches, pains, or butterflies, or that feeling in your stomach, a shudder, or anything, that's your body speaking to you. Understand something. We only communicate. Our communication is only 8% verbal. Let me say that again. Our communication is only 8% verbal. So we communicate primarily through our bodies. Indeed, if I go someplace, I can, like if you're in a club or someplace where men and women are interacting, they could be saying whatever and even looking and smiling and everything, but their body language will say what's really going on. Indeed, what I'd say is, okay, they could be verbally talking about politics, but their bodies are like, I don't know what they're talking about. Girl, I want to get with you. And the girl's body is like, yeah, dude, I want you up in me. But it's a totally different thing. Indeed, like one example, if someone walks past me and I get a shudder, I already know there's something up with them. If somebody walks past me, I don't feel anything or even feel extremely comfortable. I'm like, okay, they cool. So pay attention to it. See, understand something. Our bodies respond to people and circumstances in so many ways. Like, it's like the greatest example is when you're sexually attracted to somebody. Your hormones start to change. You feel different. If you're a man, your muscles will start to tense up. If you're a woman, you'll start to become more relaxed, more receptive. And that's just on a basic level. Now, just like the bodies can communicate to each other, your body can communicate to you. To you. That's your subconscious talking. Because your subconscious is always up, is always paying attention to everything. And it can sense stuff because it's reading the other bodies in the environment and it can tell you something's up. Or it knows that you're supposed to be going in a certain direction in life. Or that your conscious self made a bad decision and it will do stuff to get you right on course. When people feel sick or they feel like they're coming down with an ailment, it's not always just a pure physical thing. Now, it can be, of course, but it's not always purely physical. It's basically your body saying, look, you need to go in another direction. You need to do something else. It's like you ever do something and you just don't feel right doing it, but you keep doing it because society said so, or you need to do it just to make, keep money in your pocket or whatever reason, but something nagging at you, some feeling, you're like, what's going on? It's telling you, hey, this isn't right. You should, whenever you do something, it needs to be in line with your subconscious. It needs to be in line because, like I said, the subconscious is reading like stuff that you're not seeing. For example, if say you're about to go on a date with somebody, everybody knows the relationship stuff, but you just something in your body's like, no, don't deal with this person, and you just like, what the heck? In fact, let me give an even greater example. Erectile dysfunction. Most of that is the man's body saying this woman somehow isn't right for him. Because you match that same man up with another woman, and all of a sudden, everything, it's raging and everything. But that's your body telling you something. And women definitely can respond to that because if they don't feel something for a man, that's their bodies is telling them, no, not this guy. Well, it does the same thing for how you just live life, period. Like you ever just do something, you just say, man, this just don't feel right. Something about this. It's trying to tell you to change course. Now, of course, people, they plow on ahead anyway. And, it's just like something's up. Like I give you an example from my own life. Now, I had to work a full-time job because, as I always say, even when you're in business, It's hard, even when you have a business, even when you're making some money. It's a lot of work to get to the point you can live totally on the business. It's a lot of work. Anybody in business will tell you that, especially a small business. The average small business person makes $71,000. That's the average, which means you get some people make a lot less, but you got other stuff, so you had to work. This particular job I was on, I noticed I would get constant headaches, constant to the point I would just carry like pills on me. Seriously, that was just a regular part. That was just a normal part. I would just get constant. But then I was just like, okay, I'm getting these headaches. I need to get off this job. So I had to work on my business even harder so I could work on it full time. And I've noticed something. Once I started working on the business full time, it's extremely rare I get a headache. Usually, I've had a few, but usually that's your body also saying, bruh, you need to eat. That's the only time, seriously. That's the only time. But the other ones was always stress headaches and all of that. It's like when you get stressed, when you're feeling stressed, that's the biggest thing, because I'm going to tell you what. Medically, most ailments come from stress. Most ailments come from stress. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to tell you something deep. Now, this could be argued by many people. Depends on if you want to follow a more spiritual path or a more scientific path. There are many who in some spiritual communities believe that even when you get cancer, there's something that you weren't doing that you should have been doing. And cancer is saying, hey, you're not using this properly. Now, that's a spiritual thing, and, it depends on what you want to believe, but that's still, all of that is still in line with your body. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to when you do things, how you feel. If something feels off, even the slightest thing, don't do it. If something feels off, or if you don't feel at peace doing something's like off. It's like you got a slight headache, you get a chill, something like that. Pay attention to it, because your body is just the expression. It's the instrument of your subconscious. Your subconscious already picked up on stuff. Remember what I said? Like, you go in a room full of people, they could be consciously talking about one thing, but their bodies are talking something else. It's a communication. That's why I said, sometimes, and this is something I get, if somebody walk past me and I get a chill, I'm like, pay attention. So if if you're doing certain things and you're not feeling well and it's not right to you, don't do it. And I've seen that with a lot of people. Indeed, even putting on weight, believe it or not. Putting on weight. Because I've seen people who had trouble getting weight off, but then they just change their attitudes about some stuff, and all of a sudden it melts off. That's part of their body too. See, it's all, at the end of the day, on a deeper level. I usually don't go or talk about specific paths, but if you talk about the Hermetic path, the first law of Hermetics is everything is mental. So everything starts there. And see, that mental is reflected in your body. So your body will tell you to change course. So it's a very important thing to take into consideration, all right? I want y'all to think on that, all right? And I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.